and welcome to episode 35 of Series 6 of Master League Story Mode. Sorry, yeah, that's the 4-0 loss to Corinthians in the last episode still stinging. Ooh, that really does sting. Ow. Yeesh, that was a tough one, wasn't it? It was a tough episode in general, especially for our three centre-backs. All three of them, Ibanez included, who we would say is probably our guaranteed starter, made big mistakes. Big mistakes. Bruno Avini, both Bruno Avini and Lucas Claro just looked off the pace. We really need them to find their form again as we go into two winnable games, I would say, today. Goiás sitting in 10th, so they've not had a bad start to the season. And then it's another short trip to São Paulo to take on 11th place São Paulo. So actually, in the space of only 5 days, we're playing two teams probably not that far away from us in the league. In fact, yeah, Goiás are 4 points below us. And I imagine São Paulo not far below that. So it's going to be potentially tricky, but every time that Ponte Preta have had poor performances this season, Zico's been able to inspire them back into form. Hopefully he can do the same today. Quick check of the messages before we go any further. There's been a bid in for Bruno Avini. Well, after the last episode, we'll ship him out right away. So it did occur to me, actually, we forgot to look at May's team performance report. So we'll go back. It doesn't include the last game, but it does include the Curitiba game. And in those 7 matches in this month, we lost to Fluminense and we lost to Santos as well. 1 draw, 4 wins, so pretty mixed. Ziggy with 7 goals, pretty impressive work from him. Abner with 2 assists, good to see him contributing consistently when it comes to the attack, because that is a vital part of this system. And Takuma Asano, 3 goals, a couple of assists, just good quality play. Interestingly, Bruno Avini sneaking in with a 6.3 average rating, so he's obviously been playing pretty well, despite the recent poor mistakes. In general, we've had slightly more possession, we've had more shots, we've been the better side in most games. We've conceded a couple of early goals, but other than that, nothing really to report there. Mauro Jr. attempting a lot of dribbles and only 68% of them being successful. Sort of to be expected with the areas that he's working in. But we could really do with improving that. Doesn't even show up on the attempted shots list. That is concerning. Luis Ricardo is in there. I mean, that's quite clear that we're not taking enough shots or not creating enough opportunities for our attacking midfielders. Takuma Asano, 27% success rate is a little worrying as well, but, you know, he works hard, creates chances as well. Bruno Avini there, just doing a little bit better than Ibanez actually in the air and on the floor, so I mean, you can't really compare Lucas Claro because he's just not had as many games. Thiago Real, though, looking great. His finishing could be improved, but his passing has been very accurate, as has his dribbling. Yeah, I mean, he's just been class, hasn't he? We love Jimmy Quids. So I don't know how much that really told us, but better to know than not. And let's get into the first game, shall we? As we invite Goiás to the Majestoso today. They're known as the Big Green or the Emerald Green. And they hail from the city of Goiânia, which is about 500 miles north of Campinas. They were actually promoted in 2018 from Serie B and then finished a not unimpressive really for a newly promoted side, 14th last season. And like us, they have no titles to their name, so we understand their plight, but hopefully we can dispatch them today. Let's take a look at the sides. Bruno Avini, unsurprisingly on a downward arrow. I guess we do have to bring in Lucas Claro then. Although that is a pretty significant 5-point hit in terms of team spirit. Someone pointed out in the comments, which I completely agree with, got to keep the team spirit high. We'd certainly play worse. But Bruno Avini on a downward arrow and a little bit more tired than Lucas Claro. I think we're going to have to make that change. Luis Fernando has been ineffective, I would say. Does bringing in Matthias there make a difference? It does take a couple off. But against a side that I think we should be beating, I'm going to put him in there, see how that works. Especially on a blue arrow, he can spray balls around. Hopefully that will be effective. Let's put Marcinho in for Balboa. It's a shame that Balboa's not got any minutes, because I'm sure he would be good. He's pretty quick, he's a big lad, good in the air, but Ziggy is not the problem at the moment. Goal scoring, not particularly the issue. It's keeping them out and being consistent in that area. Good to see the captain Ivan once again on better form. Quick look at Goiás. They've got some pretty good players here. Marlon out on the left, 74 rated. He's got a real face. That's always concerning. Bit of a mix, a few 60s in there as well. 2 defensive midfielders, so a pretty conservative formation for them. Let's see how we get on. So we are taking a little bit of a risk playing the famous baby today at defensive midfield. He is not the most mobile. Maybe we should play Igor there, but actually Matthias' stats there are pretty good. He's still 72 rated, even as a defensive midfielder. I suppose playing against two other defensive midfielders makes me a little bit less worried about doing that. And maybe this could be the game that he starts to tie down that position, because Luis Fernando has been unimpressive. Right, let's do this. Matthias does well to win it back from Marlon. Looks up and sprays a ball out to Abner. That's exactly what we hope from him today. And then Abner plays through Mauro Jr. Good ball from him. Looking for Asano at the far post. Oh, the defenders there had to get a touch to that. And Marlon under pressure there from Arnaldo just about gets it away. But lovely work there from the famous baby. That's exactly what we wanted from him. Oh, what? How has that happened? Brandao is through here. Ibanez looking to push him wide. Oh, Brandao's got the better of him there. Oh, and the ball is headed over the bar by Goiás. I don't know how Marlon ended up getting to that. Neither Igor nor Ronaldo could seem to win it back. Ibanez is beaten there. It's a good ball inside. Abner with no pressure at all on the attacking player. We're let off there. Big chance for Goiás. 24 minutes in here. Got to be careful. We're not in good form. High ball here. Lucas Claro battling well. Now Takuma Asano finds Jimmy Quids. We've seen nothing from Asano in this game, and Quidsy is dispossessed. Good strong play there from Goiás, and that's well worked. Can Claro get across here? He can. Good work. Ah, but can't keep it in. So 35 minutes on the clock here, and it's been a pretty uninspiring half of football so far from both sides. We've created absolutely nothing. Goiás haven't done much more, but, you know, we're the home side here. We should be doing better. Now Asano, can he get the run on Duarte? Yes, he can, and we know Asano should have the pace to get away from him. Takuma Asano now into the box. Great running from him. Ah, just a little too far there. Duarte makes up the ground well. It's going to be Renatinho to put this one in. Igor's beaten to it. Oh, it's off the post. Thiago Real can't get it clear. Ratinho now. Oh, it should be Quids. Yes. It's a good ball into Asano. Now Marilison. We've seen nothing from him so far. Time nearly up here in this half. Mauro Jr.'s ball is the wrong ball, and we lose the advantage there. We're going short here into Matthias. That's a lovely ball. Matthias out of his feet. The poked finish, and the famous baby gets the goal. Goiás were caught napping there. They put in a lot of effort, a lot of heart in this first half. We caught him out with the short free kick. I really thought they would cover Matthias. I don't know if it's because he's playing at defensive midfield, but no one went with him. First touch and then a poked effort with the outside of the boot. He's not scored many goals this season. But Matthias Oliveira, a.k.a. the famous baby, a.k.a. Bebeto's son, gets us off the mark here in a game that we have been struggling in. It's the perfect way to end the half. Have we deserved it? Probably not. We've not been great, but it's enough. It's enough. 47th minute. Actually our first shot on target and only our second shot of the whole game. Yeah, we've got to improve. That was a bit of a let-off. It's a warning. Second half we come out and we dominate. Let's do this. High ball, easy header for Ibanez there. And now Mauro Jr. We've seen nothing from him so far. We wanted to see him taking more shots. And he's taken one there. Zico has said, come on Mauro, you've got finishing in your locker. Let's see some more of it. And when you're driving into positions like this, just let them go sometimes. Really should have been hitting the target though, unfortunate. Oh no, how has that happened? Barcia now clear. Ibanez was there to get to it. Oh, what a finish that is. Bloody hell. And Barcia brings them level. Ibanez couldn't get there. Lucas Claro, you would say maybe the positioning wasn't great, but he got across, but just couldn't do enough, didn't really. Going for that tackle with much in the way of conviction, and Ivan is beaten there. Ibanez caught out. He's got his hand in the air as if there was some sort of foul. I think there maybe was. It was in the air, but this is some finish. From Barcia, you've got to put a foot in there, Lucas. Jesus Christ. Right, back to the drawing board then. Ah, it's never a foul, referee. Never a foul. Matthias has looked okay, actually, in defensive midfield. I don't know how good he would be if he wasn't on a blue arrow. Oh, Barcia allowed to take it down. Don't let him get a shot off this time. Fucking hell, we can't get it clear. Augusto now, don't give away a penalty. Mauro Jr. driving at him here. Good running from him. Low ball in. It's behind everyone. Come on, Mauro. Ah. Matthias. Clever little flick into Asano. He's seen the run of Mauro Jr. who's inside. Surely fouled there. No. Ooh. Got it back. Mauro Jr. this time again doesn't hit the target. Calls for a penalty there. Zico absolutely furious. Although appreciative of Mauro Jr.'s hustle. It's a good ball from Asano. Guess no penalty there. Mauro Jr. still manages to create an opportunity. Could not get it on target though. I think we need to make changes now. 67 minutes on the clock. So some unorthodox changes here that have absolutely murdered our team spirit. We're going to give it a go anyway. Diego Renan on at right back for a change. Mabele on for Ziggy, who's done very little. And Marcinho replaces a tired Thiago Real. Have we got something in the locker here in this final 20 minutes? This is our game to lose. Jimenez, good hustle. Oh, Matthias. Does he give away the foul there? No, he doesn't. Marcinho, first time ball into Mauro Jr. So many options here. Is that the wrong one? It's across to Mabele. No! 87th minute. The goal at his mercy. No. Oh, it was a great move. It's a lovely ball here from Mauro Jr. And then it's well squared from Takuma Asano. Oh, I mean, the keeper was there. It wasn't an open goal, technically, but Mabele, first touch of the game, misses the target. It's not what we needed. Oh, Marcinho's won it back in a dangerous area here. Mabele, good touch. Fouled. Ref! Another penalty shout. Completely ignored by the referee. Oh, that'll be our last chance then. No. Don't do this. Renantinho forward. Ibanez out there. Ibanez deals with it well, but it's going to be fucking 1-1. I can't believe that. Mabele with a huge chance at the end there. Gutted, absolutely gutted. I mean, we didn't test the keeper. We didn't do enough. We're going through a bit of a sticky patch of form at the moment, and Asano and Marathon today, not great. Not great from them at all. Mauro Jr. played pretty well. Matthias excelled, actually, in defensive mid, but I don't know how well he would do not on a blue arrow. And Mabele on to miss that big chance. Damn it! I mean, it's obvious, but I've said it. These are the games that we need to be winning against our sort of mid-table rivals. We stay in 5th. Only a point ahead of Botafogo. Top 6 is where we need to be. Top 4, ideally. We will absolutely take top 6. And as the wheat has started to separate from the chaff of Serie A, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. So that certainly wasn't the bounce back that we were hoping for, but hopefully this São Paulo game will be. Mauro Jr. there, the number 7. Needs a good performance. He is lagging a little bit. We put a lot of faith in him. We expected him to really light the league up. Hasn't quite fulfilled the promise that we saw in the early games. But this is the last game before the transfer window is opened, so I do want to know in the comments who you think is the priority to improve on in this side. Who should we be signing? Who needs replacing the most? Be very interested to hear your opinions, but for now, let's take the short trip down to São Paulo to take on São Paulo. Just 54 miles away, but a team that in terms of trophies is a million miles away from us. Yeah, they have been pretty successful. They joined the top division in 1967, and since then they've won 6 titles. Most impressive of all is that they saw an incredible run with 3 consecutive league titles in 2006, 7 and 8. In more recent years, the club has hit a bit of a dry spell and has struggled to regain its dominance on the Brazilian and South American stage. They won their last cup title in 2012, which was the Copa Sudamericana. But that's the only thing they've won this decade, which is a real irritant to the fans who obviously expect a lot from this side. And to meet that expectation, São Paulo have invested heavily in recent years in order to try and fight for the championships once again. In 2018, they finished a respectable 5th, and in our reality, they've stepped it up again to finish 3rd last year in 2019. So this is a team very much back on the up. They're not having a great start to the season so far. They're below us in the league, but obviously there is a player of much importance to them. Don't know if he is the captain, but a player that we all know well. He is captaining the side, Dani Alves. And really, that's our first sort of famous player that we've played against, I would say. Certainly in the league so far this season. But let's take a look at our side first. Now, Takuma Asano, the obvious one that we need to take out. I would quite like to try Mauro Jr. out on the right. Let's give that a go. And then we're going to play Matthias there. keeps us at 90. Abner, I think we're going to keep him in with Diego Renan on poor form. Marison, not been the best in recent games. Need to see a little bit more from him. São Paulo, is that Alexandre Pato they've got on the bench? He doesn't start. They've got Pablo up top. They've got some really good players in here. A few 60s, but Dani Alves, I'm sure, will be a threat down that right-hand side. Something for Abner and hopefully Matthias to deal with. Bruno Avini back in the side today. Lucas Claro, again, failing to impress. Ivan on a blue. He's up for this one. Let's do it. And if we are going to beat the Tricolor, then we're going to have to do it here at their cavernous stadium, the Estadio do Morumbi in São Paulo. 72,000 capacity. This is a big one. It's got a running track. You know it's important when it's got a running track. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be such a big game, actually, against a what looked to be mid-table rival, but they've got some great players. They've got some real quality mixed into this side. And we are in poor form at the moment, so let's see how we get on. So 3 minutes in, and it's going to be Dani Alves over this free kick. Surely not going to go for a goal. Lifts one in. It's well tapped back from Gonzalez. Danger here. Pablo on the turn. Ivan, good save. Let's come all the way back out here to Gomez. That's a clever ball into Santos. Abner wrong side of him there. Oh, Ibanez, no. Oh, my God. Ibanez does well. Has to dribble it out there. Finds Arnaldo. I thought he'd given away a penalty there. I was sure he had. Arnaldo looking for Mauro Jr. Lovely first touch, and he's away from Dani Alves now into the box here. Can Mauro Jr. open the scoring? And yes, he can! It's our first time playing him out on the right wing. And maybe, just maybe, that's where we should be playing him. I mean, he's shown incredible straight line speed there. Way too much pace for the experienced Dani Alves, the veteran. Just unable to get close to him there. And yeah, he had the pace and the dribbling ability to create that space, to create that separation. Not a lot to it, really. It was a ball fairly close to him. I think that was Dani Alves trying to find him. Trying to get back with him. Didn't have enough in the old engine room. Simple stuff from Arnaldo. It was really meant to be a ball slipped into space, but it was into feet. But we know he's got a great first touch on him. And here, a cool finish. In the pouring rain here in São Paulo, we take the lead. Oh, Marison does well there. Now Marison will play it in towards Mauro Jr. Oh, it goes early there. Forces the keeper into a good save. The snapshot almost catching him off guard. It's very wet. There's a lot of players slipping over at the moment. Marison. Oh, Abner now. Can he find Ziggy? Takes the touch. Gets the shot off. Oof. Not a lot on that. Abner now. Looking for Mauro Jr. at the far post. Can't pick him out. Really unlucky there. Can Arnaldo get to this? No, totally fucked that up. Oof. Oh, really poor there. Mauro Jr. is having a great game. Picks that up. Finds Arnaldo. Time to look up. Find Marison. Oh, went for the overhead kick. Got a lot of momentum with us at the moment. If we can turn that into a second goal, we could be laughing here. Oh, big mistake. Huge mistake there. We've done it again. The high press. Oh, the Zico press. Pays off again, and Marison scored a very similar goal to that. I think it was in the last episode. We just pressed them perfectly there. I mean, they were determined to play it out from the back. Mauro Jr. putting the pressure on, but Marison knew exactly where that was going. Really, really poor. Have you not watched the scouting report? And that is 2 goals up here in the first half against São Paulo. Great work, great work. And there we are, half-time here in São Paulo, and this is not the scoreline we expected at half-time. And it was Mauro Jr.'s goal, playing a different position today. It started us off here in the 18th minute. And although São Paulo have had 59% of possession, they've done very little with it. We really need to prevent them scoring early in this second half. Let's keep it tight, come on. Spell of possession here for the home side. Ball into Pablo. Fernando gets a shoulder in, but it's not enough. Igor Gomez, that's a good ball into Pablo. Ooh, get there, Igor. Yes. Good work from him. And Mauro Jr., good ball into Matthias. Ball inside to Jimmy Quids. Back into Matthias, the famous baby. He's had a good game so far. It's played wide to Abner. Dani Alves up against Abner. The past and present of Brazilian full-backs meeting today. Thiago Real does well. Abner now allowed to put a ball into the box. Matthias can't get to it. It's good pressure here though. Igor, lovely ball into Marison. Can't turn him. Ooh, nearly gets to it though. Nearly. Lovely crossfield ball to Gonzalez. Oh, Arnaldo with the slip. Allowing Gonzalez plenty of space here to put a dangerous ball into the box, but Ivan spots the danger well. The early ball into Jimmy Quids. Oof. Had to get that right. Manages to find Abner there. Matthias back inside to Abner. He can speed forward here. Looks to push it into MLSM, but he's just didn't quite read the pass there. Oh, we've made him do it again. Marillison out to Mauro Jr. Can he get his second here? Oh, they just can't handle it. They just can't handle it. They can't handle the pressure. They can't handle the work rate. This is a side that plays great football. Oh, but leader as well. A player with such experience. Don't know if it was him who made the mistake for the... Oh, look, that's just awful. That is truly a man who's been pressured all game. Marillison unselfishly finding Mauro Jr. as well. And MJ gets his brace today. We said we needed more goals. We said we needed more involvement from him. And I think changing this position has been absolutely crucial. Takuma Asano should be worried now about his position in the side. This has worked really well. Well, Juan Fran, another legend, comes into this side. They've now got Pato, Dani Alves and Juan Fran on the pitch at the same time. 3 Master League legends for me, especially Alexandra Pato. But I feel like it's not going to be enough for them now. 9 minutes left. Chance here. Biro, the substitute, brings it forward. Bruno Avini is out to meet him. It's that wide to Anthony. Diego Renan with a strong shoulder. Not enough to knock him off the ball, though. That's really well worked. Dani Alves now in a position to put a ball into the box. But Diego Renan is there. Wins it back. Dani Alves has had an absolute nightmare today. Marillison does really well there. And now Matthias looking for Diego Renan. Dani Alves will get to it. Oof, Renan nearly wins it back. But that will be all we've got time for here in Sao Paulo. And what a win that is for the Black and Whites against the Tricolor. And it is that boy, MJ, with a great performance today. Zico, I think, had almost considered maybe being close to having started to be having enough of Mauro Jr. not performing, but he has bagged 2 important goals today. Yes, we were absolutely gifted 2 of the 3, but we still, I think, were the better side, despite the fact that there were some really big mistakes from our opponent. We created more chances. We were the better side. We only allowed them 1 shot on Ivan's goal in the whole game. You can't really argue with that as a stat. That's pretty impressive, especially against a pretty good side in Sao Paulo, who finished the season well last year. They've started badly, and that has continued today. But MJ, out on the wing, that's probably where he should be, isn't he? Cutting back inside on that left. I feel like we may have unlocked the season with this. Question is, what do we do with Asano? I guess we bench him. That's all we can really do with him. That is his position, and that is pretty much the only place he can play. But anyway, we don't need to worry about that. We're up into 4th now, and we move ahead of Gremio on goals scored. Yeah, on goals scored. And we're on the same points now as Internacional. Great work. Really great work. And things can surely only get better for us now. Our club ranking will, I'm sure, improve as we make our way into the transfer window in the next episode. So let me know in the comments, who should we be looking to buy? We're up to 267th in the club ranking now, so hopefully that'll make things a bit easier. Scout's got something for us. It's a few different right backs. Who's Diego? Fortaleza. Yeah. These probably aren't starting right backs though. We just need to do some advanced searching really. Argentinian DMFs, anything showing there? Oh look, there's a pretty decent looking centre mid there, 77 rated. Box to box from Colon. Yeah, looks pretty decent. Great balance. Anyway, we can look at this next time. We've got a bit of money already in the bank. We can find a little bit more from the Snoozer and others, but great performance there. Really good performance. And hopefully we can continue that in the next episode, and hopefully we can strengthen this side as well and make a real good go for the Copa Libertadores spaces. Let's do it. I'll see you in a bit.